the spitting back kick, the kick that the internet and a lot of other people will tell you could never be done, especially in a cage, but could never be done for real. Someone used it to knock someone out in the cage.
Where them kicks at? Where them hands? Where them holes? Where them throws? You know what I'm saying?
Now, granted, I don't think cage fighting is real fighting, but that's not the point of me going nanny boo boo. It's because the internet thinks that cage fighting is real fighting. See, this is going to show why I like to stay away from things like you can't and you could never, okay? I may say some things like you may have a low probability of pulling this off real. And I'll say things like, I'm not that good at this technique, but I'm not going to say never. I may say I don't recommend. And honestly, a lot of times people who teach high kicks and Taekwondo kicks, we will let the rest of the world pressure us into saying that these things are low probability because we know that most people do not have the flexibility to do them. If you have the flexibility to do them, you can do them well, okay? We're going to show the kick. We're going to show, of course, the professional doing the kick that went viral. We're going to show me the semi-pro doing the kick and how I practice it and how I would teach it to you. And then I'm going to talk to you about how, when, and why to do it. Now, I don't practice it where I turn in the air and land with my full body weight on my feet all the time because I want to save my knees. And plus, I'm probably like almost twice as old as this guy. We practice the scissor kick because if someone grabs one leg while you're kicking, you actually would have the ability to jump up with the other leg and kick them. Somebody told me this over 30 years ago. I didn't believe them until I did it to somebody with a scissor jump roundhouse kick. Because once the person grabbed my foot, I could feel it was like, oh, you want to grab my leg? I could just jump up and kick him, and I did. We were sparring. This is why I tell people, and I told people this before because this is what I have been always told, and I just trusted what I was taught. If you're going to grab somebody's leg when you're fighting them, because there used to be a thing of, oh man, they kick in, grab their leg, grab their leg. That's what they should say, right? With that chopped up grammar. If someone's kicking at you, grab their leg, there's nothing they can do. That is a myth. If you grab their leg, you have to do something immediately. You have to hurt the leg, you have to use it to throw them down on their back, or grab their leg and sweep them off balance. Okay? You have to do something right away, or else wherever the hand that you use to grab them is immobilizing you and it is off balancing you. Okay? So let's say if I grab a leg with this hand, I'm actually vulnerable on this side of my face because I can't pick my hand up or dodge like this fast enough unless I outweigh that person by a lot because my hand is occupied. And actually what he did, because when the other guy he was fighting, when he grabbed his leg, I don't know if you noticed in the body language in the video, body position, he was leaning a little forward. So he's technically off balance on both sides of his face. So this is the thing. There's a lot of stuff in martial arts techniques. When you do them, the way you manifest them will not be exactly how you can practice it. Like the way I practice this kick, if I try to practice it exactly the way I would if someone had actually had a hold of my leg all the time, I really can't practice that by myself without doing a lot of damage to my knees by this. But the way I'm practicing it, just going through the classical scissor motion, that's why you practice things classically. That's why if you've ever trained a musical instrument, no, in songs, you rarely see do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. You rarely see that pattern play out in a song. But practicing scales and chord patterns, I used to play the trombone, it will enable you to get the muscle to nerve to mind connection, the mind body connection built up so that you can adapt. You practice, then you trust what comes out. So, in interviews I've seen online, he says he calls it Wakanda style. There may actually be some sort of truth to that because I was told that the African American style of knocking and kicking, right, is a lot like Taekwondo. A lot of people say that if it's knocking and kicking and it's African American, then that means it must come from its African predecessor of capoeira, which I could understand that. But like I said, like I was told by someone who practiced it, and sadly, I don't mean to talk bad about him, but by the time he could have told me, he said, "Look, man, I'm too old. My back is too messed up to try to show you this. If you just keep taking Taekwondo, you're going to get the same thing." So I'm going to take his word for it. Okay. It may be functionally more akin to Taekwondo, but regardless, what Mr. Buckley did was, I shouldn't say was, what Joaquin Buckley did is a Taekwondo technique. It is my worst kick. Truly. I am not that great at that kick. I did it in this video for you anyway, because I need to practice it. But I'm telling you, and like I said, I was told this before, jump kicks are good, especially jump scissor kicks are good for if someone grabs your leg, you can jump up and kick them with the other one. And you could do that in a real fight too if you practice it enough and you just trust yourself and you trust your ability. If you get in a scrap where somebody grabs your leg, jump up and kick them with the other leg, right? Now, just because you don't see it on security camera footage yet, doesn't mean that it's not possible. Now, again, I'm going to say, like I said earlier, for most people, it's probably impractical because you're not going to get up every morning and stretch out. You're not going to run to keep your legs in condition. You're not going to try to keep your joints limber enough so that you can do it. And some of you probably, once you get over a certain age, you're not going to be able to do it. I just did those kicks semi-cold. I stretched my legs a tiny bit. I didn't get down and do my full stretch, but I just did a couple of stretch kicks, wiggle my legs a little bit, and did it. And I am 50 at the time of the recording of this video, and I'm overweight. So I think if an overweight 50-year-old local level instructor can do that kick, there's got to be at least one other person who's closer to their prime who can do this kick in a real fight. So, bottom line is, if you're ever in a real fight and you grab someone's leg, you better do something with that leg or their other foot is catching you across the jaw. Okay? And once again, I'm going to say, nanny boo boo, internet, high kick haters, you're hating on high kicks, you're hating on Taekwondo because you can't do those techniques. That's all there is to it. Just admit you can't do it. Hey, there are techniques I can't do. I can't do those tricking kicks. I can't do them. I don't know how to do them. So I shouldn't say can't. I'm going to say I don't know how to do them because I don't know how to do them. I don't know how to do backflips. I don't. I don't know how to do them. I don't teach them. I don't know how to do them. I know. I would like to learn, just haven't had time to do the super more gymnastic level kicks. Okay? You saw what I just did. That's about as gymnastic as it gets for me. That and a tornado kick and a jump wheel kick. Okay? I can't stand here and look at you, flip and land in the same spot and kick you in the face. Don't know how to do that yet. One day maybe, not now. But that's okay. And I love watching people do them too. I think it's awesome. You know. And again, when I go to people and say, "Can you show me how to do that?" They look at me like I'm crazy because they go, "When you're fighting, keep both feet on the ground, man. You know better than that." So, don't always assume. Don't just grab somebody's leg and think you've got it because you have their leg, because it's not over until it's over. If you must grab their leg, please do something to the leg or take them down. And stop saying that Taekwondo sucks. That fighter just performed the most spectacular knockout in UFC history with a traditional, classical Taekwondo slash Tang Sudo slash Kung Fu slash karate kick. Still want to poo-poo these arts? Internet? You will. Because you'll find an excuse. Because that's what you do. Internet. Thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people that talk about the martial arts. As a bonus, if you would like to learn how to do this kick, I'll put a link to my tutorial on how to do that kick below. Peace, and thank you for your time.